this race.
Monster run off turn 2.
Can't get it to the high side. Here he comes. There he goes. Oh, no, Kansas saves, and here they come to the line.
I'm a fortune teller who sees the future, and I see it now.
I'm expecting something with Ferrari this weekend, and he ended up at Hendrick somehow.
Oh, God. No, please. Oh, God. I don't like that thought.
Driving to 5.
I can see the goosebumps that just hit Jacob just now.
Carson.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Coming to the Line. My name is Jacob Barker, once again joined by Mason Wood and Chris Shoemaker. Guys, it is Labor Day weekend. We have had a good weekend so far. How are you guys feeling today?
A little overwhelmed from the newsy weekend newsy week that we had. A lot of stuff coming out, kind of all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm ready. It was a good weekend and ready to enjoy Labor Day. I'm gonna go for a swim after this, and I've got a load of things to do today. But I'm excited to talk about racing. This is my safe zone today.
Well, there you go. It was
Your
definitely
safe zone to complain about Austin Dillon.
Exactly.
Yeah, who every time I looked up at the board was in 30th last night. So I don't know where he finished, but he did.
I don't know,
as far as I'm aware.
He was.
I'm gonna
I'll say that much.
I'll say this: I did like his paint scheme only because it reminded me of the old Cheerios car that he used to drive about 8 years ago, probably.
Was that
The black and yellow Cheerios car? No, he still drove the 3. I have the diecast of it actually up on my shelf up there. There's a 3 Austin Dillon Cheerios car. I think he drove it in like maybe 2017, 2018. So about 6 years ago.
Man,
5 years ago.
we're 3 minutes in and already getting a diecast reference. There you go.
I've got a whole shelf that I've never showed off right behind me, and the whole top 2 shelves of it are Tony Stewart.
You're telling me.
Yeah, you're beating me. I'm not saying it's a close race.
I got both of y'all beat. I just can't show them off right now.
Yeah, I've got 2 spots left in my case, and they're reserved right now. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get
a Kyle Larson one, a new one.
Let's talk about that later. Let's not worry about that right now. My bank account cries just a little bit. Going ahead and jumping into this past race weekend, Max Verstappen once again. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Wins the Italian Grand Prix, 10th win in a row on the season. I think his 12th overall on the season, if I'm not mistaken. What did we think about that yesterday?
I thought it was an entertaining race. I mean, Ferrari didn't screw it up as bad, so that's an achievement for them.
Not like the no tire pit stop at the Netherlands last week.
Yeah, and then there was, although Charles, he tried to screw it up this time.
Yeah, he did.
Something would have happened. That would have been on him. You can't blame the team for that.
That would have just been the definition of their season so far.
And I've seen rumors swirl around. Speaking of that Carlos Sainz could be on the move. He could be getting tired of Ferrari.
Well, if I were Sainz or Leclerc, I would be extremely tired of Ferrari.
I wonder where he would go. Would he go with his daddy and do rally?
I have no idea.
But, yeah, I thought overall that was an okay race. Did you catch Logan Sargent at all? He almost scored his first point.
Yeah, I watched
He did finish 13th.
Yeah, I watched the first 5 laps, and then I went back to bed.
Hey, you missed
the
good first half of the race. I'll say that much.
Well,
I thought it was a very good first half. Then it kind of got in.
And then the second half happened.
Yeah, after Max passed the Ferrari Carlos Sainz, it was over.
It's funny how these things work, isn't it?
Yeah. But
So
it wasn't exactly like he won by 20 seconds or something. Ferrari was
right,
still on him.
right. No, that's absolutely right. One thing you got to think about from this weekend, it was like a how big of a gap was it? 5 to 8 seconds or so.
I think it was like 8-ish seconds. I'd have to pull
Okay,
the thing up.
I don't remember it exactly, but either way,
It's progress.
Red Bull just crapping on everyone as usual. A 1-2 for Red Bull and Sainz P3 on the podium. His first podium of the season. And for Verstappen is a new Formula One record of 10th win in a row. Do we see that being broken ever
Yeah, I think so.
by Max?
Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I think it'll be broken just because this F1 is getting a bigger schedule, and like 25 races, I believe, is the limit, and it'll reach 25 races. And then and it's always been one era of domination over another. So I think we'll see it broken. Might not be in 20 years, but I think we'll see it broken.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of times where, when a driver dominates, everyone just kind of thinks like, oh, this is the greatest guy. I mean, there's a lot of people that thought that way when Lewis dominated for a period of
Right.
time, and now look at what's changed since then, and now we've got Max. So I'm not gonna say I'd be surprised to see it broken, but to Chris's point, it may not be broken for a long time. This may be one that actually sits for a hot minute, and it may be 20 to 30 years before we're talking about this record being broken again, because it's not going to be easy, that's for sure.
Oh,
I said
no,
the same
definitely.
thing about Schumacher too. Then there goes Hamilton.
Right, it's a cycle that keeps going through. I'm not going to be surprised with whoever comes up after Max, but it may, we'll see, if they can beat it. That's going to be, I think it adds a fun challenge to it now, I guess. Be better than Max and piss off the F1 world even worse than they're pissed off right now.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, totally. I can just see it now. Just make all the Dutch people angry. Make the entire country of the Netherlands angry at you.
Yeah, that's something that I don't want to happen. But to be fair, at least we wouldn't have to hear the Dutch national anthem every week.
Yeah, something different. I will say, though, that the Mexican national anthem's underrated. It
Are you
is
just
very underrated.
are you saying we haven't heard it enough this season?
That's correct. And I want to another thing. I like Perez. He might be in the hot seat now, and if he is, who takes his place?
We never came up with a decision on that last week, did we?
Mm-mm.
No, I didn't think so. I don't know.
Plot twist: Colton Herta comes up.
Nah.
That'd be cool, though.
I don't know about that one.
I was going to bring something up, and it was a major talking point, but then I completely forgot about what it was.
Honestly, I feel that.
Every time we start this, I get amnesia. It's like when you go to the store without a shopping list.
Solid. So as we said earlier, 10th win in a row for Verstappen, a new record. Another big headline from this past weekend is the new F2 car. What do we think about that? Because if you want my opinion on it, I don't like it.
I'm not sure what to think about it in general. I mean, it's Since it's a spec series, we're just going to have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe F2 is about as much of a spec series as you can get. It's more of a spec series than IndyCar, I'd think.
So, yeah, I'm not so sure how I feel about the F2 car. Like you said, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to have to kind of wait and see what the racing's like. But it's just the rear wing is just, it's not doing it for me.
That's what I said about the Halo a few years ago. Although now it's really grown on me. The looks still are terrible, but just the way it's worked, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But speaking of big things, Lewis Hamilton signed a contract extension on the 30th.
Until 2025, I believe. Him and
Yeah.
George.
Which kind of screws Schumacher a bit. He's 24 right now. That means he'll be 26 when his contract's up.
Yeah, I don't see him racing in Formula One again.
I think he will, but if he doesn't, where does he go?
Come to IndyCar.
I could honestly see that happening.
I think he would be great in IndyCar.
Because really, when the short time he was there and they were testing out stock car, and they seemed to enjoy it. He really seemed to enjoy.
Oh yeah, they did do that swap with RFK last year, didn't they? I forgot about that.
Which is weird, seeing a Schumacher and a stock car.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was cool to see.
And then his sister lives in Texas too, because she's equestrian. She almost made the German Olympic team a few years ago.
There's your fun fact of the day.
Yeah, I can honestly see him coming to IndyCar and living with his sister in Texas.
That would be cool, honestly.
And like you say, I think he would do very well because, like, he won the F2 championship, and like we were saying, F2 is a spec series. It's about as spec series you can get, and that just shows you he has skill. He has something.
Yeah, very much so. But it'd be kind of a shame to not really have a Schumacher name in F1 for at least quite a while, if not ever again, if Mick isn't going to be in it.
I kind of doubt David will go into it too.
I don't know.
I think David's more into sports car. I'd like to see both of them do Le Mans or Daytona together.
I could actually see that happening.
Both racing on Team Mercedes. I don't know if David drives a Mercedes or not.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not as rich. So, next race for F1, Singapore. The weekend of September 15th to 17th. That is our Bristol weekend. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So same weekend as Bristol. If you guys want to, we can pick podiums now, or we can wait till next week.
Let's wait, because I'll forget them.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
let's wait till next week. It's a lot easier.
Honestly, I'm okay with that. So
I will say this. I think Aston Martin will be a lot better this upcoming race because they do better with those heavy aero tracks and less power tracks.
You never know, but it should be good because Singapore is usually pretty good.
I'm expecting Alonso to be in the top 5, and there's I think it's 100% chance of a safety car.
As usual, throw in
Yeah.
a little bit of chaos. All right. With all that being said, Singapore, the weekend of September 15th to 17th, should be a good race. Don't know if I can watch it because ESPN or Disney and Spectrum are having a little bit of a beef right now, but we won't get into that.